My wife keeps losing her temper and often physically attacks me. I'm scared to leave, as I may not see my kids again. I've lost contact with friends and family and have no one to turn to. It's just getting too much.
Domestic violence can happen to men too. Talk it over. For help and support, call the Men's Advice Line on 0808 801 0327 or visit mensadviceline.org.uk. The Men's Advice Line is open Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and is free from landlines and most mobile phones.
Hi, I'm Niki from Tranquil Sole Reflexology. I'm a reflexologist and I practice Indian head and Reiki, and I'd like to share with you some self-help skills that I give to my clients to support various health issues, but mainly around anxiety, stress and trauma, and all around calming the nervous system. So this video is in support of Women's Aid and Respect Advice Men's Healthline, who do fantastic work all year round, but most certainly during the time that we've just had in lockdown and we're still currently in, around the work that they're doing to support a lot of us that need that help, extra help. So they're supporting men, women, children, families, and so hop on, have a look, see if they can help you or loved ones. And maybe you want to get involved in the 2.6 charity challenge. You can walk the Inca Trail, climb Mount Everest, do 26 hours of yoga or tiddlywinks, whatever takes your fancy, and it's all for a good cause. So please hop on and have a look. So reflexology balances all of the systems in the body. It supports our body to do the fantastic things that the body does, all by itself really, and sometimes it needs a little bit of help to do that. So as I say, these are tips that I give to my clients to supplement the therapy that I give them, and that they can use as and when they need them throughout the day or night, whenever things crop up. So the focus for this video is around anxiety and, as I say, calming the nervous system. And for that I've drawn on my hand, some hand cream on, you can't see it very well, a cross which is sort of in the dip. So if you look here, there's that paddy bit of our hand. If you pop your thumb in, there'll be a sort of natural hollow, a natural dip into there. So what we're aiming to do is calm the breath. Now that dip is called the solar plexus, and that's in the core of us, that bundle of nerves in the core of us that sometimes kind of just takes over, you know, how things, stress and anxiety and all the things that we do to support ourselves, or the mindfulness and the breathing and looking out into nature, all the lovely things that we can do, but sometimes we need a little bit of extra help. So if we press gently into that little dip, into the solar plexus with the breath. So you go in with the breath, hold it for 3 or 4, as long as comfortable, and then out again. You don't take your thumb off, you just take the pressure off and just rest it there. And then in with the breath, hold, and then out again. And you do that about 5 times, or as many times as is comfortable. 5 to 10 is about fine. So that's the solar plexus, and that's what calms the nervous system down, calms the body down, and kind of whether we like it or not, really, it will do it. Certainly when I do it on clients on their feet, it gives you that kind of dreamy feeling. So don't do it while you're driving, but if you can't sleep, you can certainly do it, you know, under the covers or under the table, if you're in a meeting or wherever you are. You know, hopefully we've all got our hands and we can all just do that. If that's not comfortable for you, I've found a few bits around the house. My stress ball's gone for a walk. So I found a ball. This one's quite hard. It's a physio ball, but you might have a squishy stress ball. So a ball. If you haven't got a ball, get a rolled up pair of socks. Or I found quite a squishy around the house. Anything to get some pressure in there. So as I say, hold in with the breath, hold for a few moments and release. And the socks work really well as well. In fact, they're probably the better, you know, or a tennis ball, whatever's comfortable for you. So you're just getting some pressure into there, and that will calm the nervous system down. It will just slow the breathing down, and by doing that, then you get that little bit of space in which you can think, okay, so what's actually happening here? Is there something I need to deal with? Is it something I just need to take some time? What's happening? Okay, so I'm going to teach you a short routine where I'll talk you through as we go. I've got some hand cream. It's choice. You can put, some people like it, some people don't. So I'm going to put a fair amount on, and I'm going to actually go up my arms, because when I'm working on people with hand reflexology, I'm very often working on the hand, on the palm, but I also go up the arm in those long sweeps, and they're quite calming. They very often work with the elderly, people with Alzheimer's, dementia, children, everyone really, and that's just quite calming, those long sweeps. So that's why we go up the arms. Okay, so, and now this really doesn't matter what order you do it in, just pick out of it what you like. I'm going to teach you a little routine. You can look back through it. You can contact me with any questions. I'm really happy, but please don't be too, where does she say, too confused over it. I'm just going to show you the rough areas and what they mean, and then you'll see what I mean. So we start off with the solar plexus. We go in here, in with the breath, hold, and then out again. And then in. Do that about 5 times. 5 times. It depends on the time that you've got, really. 3 to 5 times. And then in between, go up with your long sweeps up your arms. And you do it on both hands. So I go in and then out again. In and then out again. I do it 3 times and then I'll move on. And then sweeps again. As I say, you do it about 5 times, and I'll just do it for quickness. So, oxytocin, hormone of love and nurture. And certainly at this time, when we're not able to hug our loved ones, not able to be around, you can give ourselves a little hug, a little squeeze. So the aim is just squeeze all around the hand, and up into the arm as well. And that will release the hormone of oxytocin, love and nurture. And it's quite grounding and calming as well. So if you pop your hand on a pillow and it's comfortable to do so, you can just kind of just hold around your hand, around your wrist, around your arm. Be fairly firm. I don't know if you can see my finger marks. Fairly firm, but not too harsh, obviously. It's about that I've got you. It's that real sort of heart-to-heart hug and nurture. So it's called just hug, and it releases oxytocin. And then up for your sweeps. And oxytocin is the hormone of love and nurture. So 20 seconds and it releases it, and this is why it's lovely to hug our partners, our loved ones, our family, our dog, our cats. This is why we all do it as humans. Now, as I say, these are your lungs. So if you are somebody that feels anxious and stressed and it affects your breathing, so I think a lot of my clients, I either find it's either breathing, it goes up into your head for headaches, or it goes into your tummy for sort of upset tummies. So the lungs are here. So what we're going to do is just draw a little line along the bottom. Let's go from that side actually. When I'm doing it with other people, I do it slightly differently. So we'll do it just all the way along there and just kind of draw lines along there. Now, if you find little crystals, if you find little bubbles and crystals, which I've got in my lungs, I can feel them as I'm massaging them, that's completely fine and normal. That's what reflexology does. So those little crystals are uric acid that builds up on the ends of the nerves, and by massaging them, by working them, we are just clearing that, and that's what happens normally as we move flesh against bone, as we move around the day. That uric acid pops off into the lymphatic system, and then we weigh it out later. With reflexology, this is what we do, is we clear those zones. So it's just popped into my mind because as I've cleared along there's a few little bubbles and crystals. So obviously my lungs had something that needed clearing. It's very bad as a reflexologist, I should have been doing that. So both hands, so there's my little paddy bit, there's my lungs there, across there. So I'm going along the bottom there. I do it with my thumb, but you can do it with your finger as well if you like. You just massage along. You can, what we do called finger walking, so you press in, release a bit and walk along like a little caterpillar along. All the way along, that's a nice way of getting it. Or you can just massage along. Well, let's get fancy. Just do little circles. That's quite nice, that feels okay. Whatever suits you, whatever feels right, whatever suits you, really doesn't matter. As long as you're going along the base and then go along the lungs as well. Again, little bubbles in there. Okay. And I just finish with a thumb massage, just so that you get all the areas massage into there. Lovely. Okay, so that's the lungs. Okay, along there, and then we go back to the sweeps. Now, as I say, you can do it however you like. You can go up arm by arm. You can do both arms. You can do it once, you can do it 5 times, it's up to you entirely. That's our lungs and our oxytocin. Now, our spine runs from our head round to our sacrum and coccyx, round there. Now it runs along that series of bones on the edge of our thumb. Okay, so if we start at the head and do little circles. So what you're trying to do is right on the edge of the thumb. I hope you can see that in the video. Right on the edge of the thumb, doing little circles all the way down. Now I think you can see by my finger I'm keeping reasonable pressure. It doesn't have to be too much. And I'm keeping contact. I'm just doing little circles, little spirals, right the way round. So the kind of bony protrusion there. And then you can sweep back up again, up to the head, and start again. So this is a spine. So it's really, really helpful, health giving, to work the spine. You can get all the nerves that run off of the spine, working all of the body systems at the same time. And if you do get any little aches and pains on the spine, you might find some sore spots. So it's okay just to stop there. So where's mine? Sort of lower back. Just to stop there and massage into it. So what you'll be doing there is getting some oxygen into it and some endorphins to ease some discomfort in there. If it's more up towards the top of your spine, up towards your neck, it would be on that, towards that thumb joint. It could be somewhere around there. But on the whole, you're starting at the top and circles all the way down the spine, all the way down. And then you have to move that little pad of flesh aside to get into that bone there, and you just keep moving around, and then finish by massaging it off. So you would have given your whole spine a workout, a little massage rather. So again, on both hands, you do it on both sides. So your right links to your right side of your body and your left hand links to your left side of your body, and you're just massaging around. Now you can do it with your thumb. You can also do it, I don't know if you can see that, you can do it like that. So while you're sat down, you can do it in your lap. I was just sat down, but you can't see that so well, so I'm going to do it while I'm stood up. Little circles all the way down, and all the way down those couple of those bones that all join together, right down to the, just before you get to the middle of the wrist. Follow those bones. Now, as I say, if you find any little crystals, it might feel like crunching a brown flake or a cornflake underneath something. It might feel like little bits of bubble wrap. That's completely fine. You're just moving that uric acid off that's built up on the ends of your nerves, which is all completely normal and natural, is what happens to all of us. And you're just massaging your back and giving out a bit of support. But as I say, by doing that, you'll be working on all the organs that are linked to the spine. The spinal health is really helpful. That's the spine, and then go back to your long sweeps. And be as grounding as you like with your long sweeps. Just give yourself that extra bit of care, a bit of a hug. And of course, if you're doing it to someone else, then lovely. You can just do that, and you can just sort of go off into that little zone, which is lovely. So, here is your digestion, roughly, very, very roughly, in that area there. So what we're going to do is going to get the kind of pad of the front of our fist there, can't think of the words, into that area there, and either twist it, or some people find that awkward. If you've got wrist difficulties, then please don't, because that's difficult. You can just massage into it, and some people don't like to do that either, so I'll show you both. Either way, or you can just rub your thumb across it. Either way, you're just calming the digestive system down. Now be very gentle here, because if you do have troubles, if you have tummy troubles or trouble going to the toilet in any way, this will get things shifting, so do be careful. So you can just run your thumb across like that, just calmly and nicely. You can do the twisting, but as I say, quite a few people don't like that. Or you can just gently get some massage into it. But either way, it's quite nice just to get your digestive system working. And any blockages that need clearing, any bits that have, anything that needs shifting on, we'll just gently move off. Okay, so that's your, very, very roughly, that's your digestive area, so your abdomen area. So again, in between, do your sweeps. If you don't like them, don't do them, but they are really health giving and we'd like you to just give them a go. And really, if you're doing it with other people, it's really quite nice to do. Again, remember the grounding and the holding. It's quite calming, which is always lovely. Then, so we're going to do some working on the hormonal system. So we're going to take the pad of our thumb, and on the thumb and all of the fingers we are going to do a couple of gentle circles around, press into the middle and sweep over the top. A few gentle circles around. Oh sorry, the fly. Oh, nuisance, aren't they? Press into the middle and sweep over the top. And you do that on all the fingers and the thumbs. You just kind of get into a zone really with it. So this works all the hormonal system. The thumb is your head, so that is going to be brilliant for sleep difficulties. You're going to be promoting serotonin and melatonin. Fantastic for sleep. So if you're not sleeping, just do this one. You can do that whilst you're in bed. Just give it, have a go on your solar plexus, of course. If you're not sleeping, if you're feeling slightly anxious or your head's racing, if you want to calm the head down, then you work on the head, press into the middle and sweep over the top. Can't remember which finger I was on. I always go off piece, sorry. So, a few little circles, press into the middle and sweep over the top. And then a few little circles. Just get yourself into a little rhythm. Don't worry about it. Doesn't matter if you go clockwise or anti-clockwise, if you go over the top, if you please don't worry, just enjoy it. Just massage across, and you're going to be working lots of areas as you go across the fingers. Thumbs important, don't forget the thumbs. Do his hand as well. Thumb's really important because that's the head and that's where your pineal is. That's where you're going to be working for sleep and relaxation. And again, as I say, if you find little bubbles and crunches, don't worry because they're perfectly natural. If you don't like doing it with the thumb, do it with your finger. It's not a problem. Just get some gentle pressure in. So you're working the pads, you press in, and then you go across the top. And you do all of those. Once you can do it just where you're sat. You're sat on the telephone, sat watching television, waiting for the kettle to boil. If you want to do just one of these, if you're feeling slightly anxious and you're waiting for the kettle to boil, just go into your solar plexus. Right. Ground yourself. Remember all those things that other therapists use as well. Ground yourself, feel the ground with your feet. Really sort of feel the little bones, ground yourself into it. Or if you're sat, get your sit bones, really sit in there. Feel yourself grounding. Feel your breathing. Your breathing's lovely. You all know how to do that. It's all just things that we know, but in the moment it's difficult and we forget, they go out the window. And these are just toolbox things, just things to remember. So after you've done all your fingertips, little circles round into the pad and across the top, we do our lovely sweeps again. We go up, we hold them, kind of saying to ourselves, it's okay, I've got you, it's okay, whatever's happening now is fine, it will pass. It's passed before, I know it will, and if not, then we know that we can get help. And this is the point of the fantastic charities that we're focusing on today, Women's Aid and Men's Respect Healthline. We know that there are people out there, then we know that we can get help. Okay, so at the end of that, come back to your solar plexus, in with a breath, release. And out again. And as I say, if you're not liking that, if you don't like, and lots of people don't like doing it, and just get yourself stress ball or pair of socks and hold on to it. And there's a good reason that stress balls are useful. Okay, so that's a little bit of hand reflexology. Please don't be afraid of it. You're not going to do yourself any harm. It's just calming the nervous system and linking the body's systems together. Sorry, turn that down a bit. So, Indian head therapy. Indian head is really helpful. I'm trying to put it in my pocket, it's a bit too loud. Indian head. So what I'm going to show you today is that ridge. If you come up your neck and at the base of your spine, at the base of your skull, avoiding the spinal cord, avoiding that dip in the middle, just to the side of that is something called our occipital ridge. So if you put your fingers in there, can't really show you. If you put your fingers in there and just massage into that bone, it could well be a little bit tight and sore and stiff, and you just massage in, and as on your hand, on your spine, you take the pressure off, not completely, but you take the pressure off slightly, move along a little bit, and then massage in, and you'll find the little sore spots. Sometimes they're kind of sweet sore, as if sore, but don't stop. And that can be the real cause of headaches, stress. And you come right round to this, just behind your ear. You'll know where to stop. You're not going to hurt if you go up further. So this is called your occipital ridge, and this lowers heart rate and blood pressure within 20 seconds. So it's, I can't recommend it enough. It's lovely to do on yourself. It's really nice to have done by someone else. But so you're just massaging into the base of the skull. You're not up into the skull at all, although you can. Let's keep it. You're not up into the skull at all. You're just keeping it on that ridge, and it's that bony ridge that goes along the back, and you're avoiding the spine there. You're avoiding the spinal cord there. You're just coming onto that edge of the bone and massaging along, and that will lower heart rate and blood pressure. Now, I always say to clients, you're not going to look strange. I think we do lots of these things naturally anyway. I think, you often see somebody sort of holding the back of their head. We do these things naturally, and it's all for good reason. So even if you're in a meeting or you're in a situation where you don't want people to know that that's what you're doing, you could just gently pop your hand up there. You can come onto your solar plexus, of course. You can do that under the table. Do it wherever. But do it to yourself, because it's excellent self-care. And do it to your loved ones if you are able to be in lockdown with them. So, thank you for your time. It's been lovely just sharing some bits and bobs with you. I really love sharing this with my clients.